When a friend takes something dear from you, they also take away a piece of you. Nancy broke Arna's heart in two to become the shiny-eyed queen. Arna and the pirates on the sea. The pearl was gone. Nancy had stolen it. Arna stared at these two facts with her hungover eyes and just couldn't believe it. She staggered up and out of the cabin and into the blinding sun of a tropical morning aboard the Sunrise, and found that the crew was also up on all decks, wondering where their captain was. "Everybody, she's gone, and she's stolen my pearl." It was confirmed that one of the rowboats was missing, and at this news, the pirates immediately went into tight huddles, whispering to one another, sending sharp looks over their shoulders. But from what Arna could overhear, it seemed that they were more concerned with who would be the next captain rather than about getting her pearl back. Jake and Pete tossed a coin, and by the sour face that Jake made, apparently Pete won.
"Well, everybody, I think it's pretty clear that I should be the captain. You know, I've been around, I've been up, I've been down, I know the ropes. If you make me your captain, I'll double the daily ration of rum."
"What about my pearl? Nancy took it and..."
"Nancy's gone, and so is your pearl. You better get used to that, unless you think you're going to be the captain."
"Well, why shouldn't Arna be the captain?" Billy objected.
"What? She's just a kid." "Oh, she's young, yeah.
But it was her who saved the day with that, trick with the silks. And it was her who got Nancy out of jail when you were ready to sail away." Some of the pirates nodded their head at this, and Pete sensed his moment was slipping away.
All right, let's have a vote. How many for me? Good old Pete, the pirate."
12 hands went up. "And how many for Arna?" Billy asked. "But Billy, I don't want to be..." Arna gasped as 12 hands went up.
"Well, it's a tie, and pirate tradition says that under those circumstances the oldest wins. I think that's me."
"I didn't vote yet," Kamea said as she strolled out of the kitchen with a wooden spoon in her hand. "And I vote for Arna. Now, what are your orders, Captain?" Arna gulped. She looked out on a crowd of pirates, some of them 10, 20, even 30 years older than her. Let's go and look for my pearl?" It stood to reason that Nancy couldn't have got far in just a rowboat, and looking at the maps they saw that the nearest port was on one of the Free Islands, the island of Scorpions. Arna could see why it had this name, as the shape of the landmass seemed to curl up behind itself like a scorpion's tail. "But there really are scorpions there," Billy confirmed.
"They run around everywhere. That's why the king didn't manage to conquer it.
The scorpions kept coming to defend the island every time he tried." Arna felt a bit uneasy about the idea of scorpions crawling about the place, but she gave orders for the Sunrise to sail there anyway. And the next morning they pulled into the port, and they saw that some great change had taken place. There were enormous stone statues of scorpions lying broken on the ground, scorpions crawling sadly over them. And the people who lived there were working on new statues of a woman with one normal eye and one bright, shining eye.
"Hey, that looks like Nancy."
"The shiny-eyed queen," the locals confirmed. "She's so beautiful. Her eye is like a star gleaming. She sees with the light of heaven, the light of truth and justice."
"Something strange is going on here," Pete said uneasily.
Everywhere people were building boats and getting ready weapons and armor. "And, where is your shiny-eyed queen now?"
"We gave her a ship and she sailed to the island of flowers. Arna and the pirates set sail for the island of flowers, a 2-day journey, and before they could see the destination, they could already smell it. A heady, intoxicating aroma that reminded you of the happy years of childhood, of first love, of safety, of comfort. It was the scent that had kept the island safe from invasion, as soldiers couldn't think of fighting and war when they smelled it. They turned up in their ships and immediately made friends each time. The sunrise arrived in the harbour, and Arna could see the hillsides were full of waves of purple and blue, turquoise and orange, burning reds and golds. But the people of the island were cutting down the flowers to bring them to the main square to arrange some kind of giant mandala in the shape of a face. Nancy's face, complete with a shining, pearly eye. Yes, the shiny-eyed queen, the locals agreed, with beaming smiles of adoration. She will bring peace and happiness to all. Arna turned to Kamea. Has she really put my pearl in her missing eye? We must find her before the king does. He will not allow anyone to challenge him. They went back to the boat, and Kamea came up to the captain's cabin, which Arna had now claimed for her own. There is a way to find her, but I will need your help. Kamea took out a large silver bowl. You must cry into this. Cry? Has she not given you enough reason to weep, girl? Arna thought of the woman she had considered to be her friend, her mentor. She had taught Arna so much, and Arna had risked so much for her. She thought they had grown close, and then Nancy had turned around and cheated her of the one thing she treasured most in the world, the pearl that she'd one day hoped to sell, to buy a house for her papa. And her eyes filled with tears that flooded out and splashed into the bowl. Good, good, Kamea said when enough of them had fallen, and giving the bowl a little shake, Arna gasped, forgetting her sorrow, as a picture began to form there in the tears of an armada of ships, most of them smaller boats, and Nancy standing at the helm of the largest of them all, proud and tall, the pearl gleaming in her eye socket. Behind the boats were a series of rocky islands with nothing growing on them. I know this place, 3 days west of here. Come, we must reach Nancy before it is too late. And in the next episode, we're going to find out what happened to Nancy's army. My name's Tom Thumb. I write and tell these stories for you. You can write to me on tomthumb.org. If you're enjoying these stories, you know what to do. Tell your friends. Arna and the pirates all at sea. Oh, Arna and the pirates all at sea. Arna and the pirates all at sea, and they'd never come home.